Hello, everybody. It's Geeks Assemble time, and Susan's joining me as usual. And this week we're discussing a movie from 1965. Yes, we can go that far back. Um,
Yeah,
a movie which is also a musical as well. It
yeah,
won a hell of a lot of awards when it was released, and stars one of Britain's most loved actresses. Now, of course, a dame. We are talking Julie Andrews.
yes.
Can you guess what it is yet? It is The Sound of Music, based on the real life events of the Von Trapp family, made into a musical and then made into this movie. Um, Story about family and love, really. That's what it's all about. So let's go over to Susan with her opening thoughts on The Sound of Music.
Yeah, okay. So I can start off where you just were and describe this thing as a love story. It's a love story to between a woman and the Catholic Church, a woman and a man, a young woman and a man who becomes a Nazi and completely writes her off because he's not able to love at that point. He loses that ability in that transition. And then the other love story is between the man, the the naval the naval captain and his country, and not the Third Reich. So these guys are there's a lot of love in this one, and it's actually a love triangle between the Baroness Schrader and Maria and the captain also. So that's a really rough go uh, for all three members of the love triangle at various points in this movie. Yeah, I just think you guys would really, learn to love this movie. The music is absolutely epic,
Oh
and
yeah,
the
it's just
cinema.
so well known, isn't it?
Yeah, Oscars and Hammerstein really nailed it on this one, and then also the the stinking cinematography is fucking out of control. It's so gorgeous. Holy shit! Like you see miles of mountains and beautiful lakes and God,
And that's just the intro to the movie. They're
that's
just
just the intro. Oh my God, they get me.
panning over the hills and lakes
Yes,
for a,
yes,
for
yes.
a good few minutes.
Yeah, it takes your breath away. Like
Yeah.
like this is one of the most beautifully shot pieces of film history, filmic uh narrative that you've ever seen in your whole life. In your whole life, you'll be like, oh my gosh, that reminds me of that. If you're ever in a beautiful place, it will remind you of The Sound of Music. I gotta tell you, it's just gorgeous. It's just beautiful, and you know, even at the house that they live in, and I mean the convent is freaking beautiful also, and oh my gosh, everything's beautiful. Everything's beautiful. The graveyard's beautiful. The people are beautiful. Yeah, the songs are beautiful. Anyway, and Julie Andrews herself is gorgeous. So amazingly sweet and gorgeous. She has this beautiful little bobbed haircut. She just looks so adorable. Oh my god. And this is the second time she's done it. She This is the second time she nailed like the purity and gorgeous, beauty of a young woman This is the second time she's done it. Most of us don't even get it right once in our damn lives. She's nailing it. And then my Alex is all like, yeah, she's just getting ready for waiting around for SOB. Oh my gosh. I'm just like, oh yeah. So anyway, I love it. I gotta tell you, I love it a lot. And that's my opening thoughts. Back over to you, Lee.
Well, I'm sorry you didn't like it,
I
Susan.
I know, right? Too bad it's not so bad.
uh, this, I mean, The Sound of Music. I mean, I don't know over there in America, but over here in Britain, The Sound of Music for me growing up was always related to two seasons. It was either a Christmas festive season, it was always on the TV, or it was Easter.
Uh-huh.
You know, it was a movie, you know, the movie of Easter Monday, or whatever it was, Good Friday, it'd have been Sound of Music, or it would have been the Christmas movie. Um, it, this and The Great Escape was always,
Yeah. Yes.
always Christmas or Easter. Um, so I always associate them sort of things with this movie.
Yes.
What can I
Agreed.
tell you? Opening thoughts. I mean, Susan's already said it. The pan across the landscape at the beginning is amazing, and the colour of just amazing. And then you see slowly, you're going towards Julie Andrews, Marie on the hillside, and she starts swirling around, and then starts singing the song, "The Sound of Music." Um, and it's an amazing shot. Goes down in movie history, doesn't it? As a great opening of a movie. And then you say you get into the story. You find out that she's a nun who lives in a land of a daydream sort of life.
Uh-huh.
Always late for this, always late that, forgetting this, forgetting that. She's always in trouble. And how do you solve a problem like Maria? You make her a governess to the Von Trapp family. Um, was it seven kids? Whoa, uncontrollable kids. But as you watch the movie, you realise the kids aren't the problem. It's the father.
Mm.
It's the father with his rules and regulations.
Uh-huh.
The kids just want to play. They want to have a life, and Maria comes along and gives them that.
Yeah.
And that is, and then she opens the captain's eyes to it. What he's been hiding and pushing away for so many years after his wife's death. And that's where as you said, the love triangle starts.
Yeah,
Um,
he wasn't with anybody until she walked in, and then suddenly he was like, oh, I know who I can go hit up. This Baroness Strager. Been in their parties.
yeah, true.
Yeah.
Um, then great musical numbers in this. I mean, so well known. You say you've got the Sound of Music. How do you solve a problem like Maria? Climb every mountain. Um, Lonely Goat Head. Um,
I have
Edelweiss.
I have confidence.
I have confidence. My favorite things.
Uh-huh.
You know, great soundtrack. But as you go along, the movie takes a turn in the last 30 to 40 minutes when the Nazis arrive. Um, and once that starts, you forget it's a musical. The tone of the tone of the movie just sort of changes,
Exactly.
and then you realise, yeah, this is based on true life events,
Yes.
to real people.
Yes.
Yeah, Maria von Trapp was a real person. The captain was a real. The kids were real, and
Yeah.
they were a musical family troupe.
Yeah.
Um, I always remember watching in the early '80s TV program where uh, Julie Andrews appeared on with Maria von Trapp on the same. they was both sat on a sofa being interviewed together. This was
Nice.
in the early 80s, I think it was. I mean,
Nice.
Mary von Trapp died in 1987, so yeah, it'd have been early 80s.
Okay.
So, but yeah, it's an amazing movie. I mean, if you don't like musicals, it just grabs you though.
It's true.
It pulls you in, and even just for the story.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a classic, and it's a classic movie.
Yeah.
Great. I mean, mine's the sing along version.
Oh, fun.
and it and it's a shame that, I mean, Christopher Plummer played the captain, but he, he was dubbed for the singing,
I know.
which is, so maybe he wasn't capable of singing, or just they didn't find his voice that good enough for the role. But he played a hell of a captain.
Yeah, and you know, he was. I think that if he would have been a really good singer, maybe they would have made him sing Klingon opera.
Mm-hmm.
And when he played Kang in Star Trek 6. I mean, I think that they used to make every attempt at giving these actors like a something that really brought them in. Um, yeah, the Von Traps are real. My friend in Montana was at went to pre-med school in Middlebury up
Mm-hmm.
in up in Vermont, and he went out with one of the grandkids of the Von Trapps,
All
like
right.
on like a speed date or a setup date or something anyway. And so that was sort of a meet cute type deal because they were both adorable, and I think that their family just continues to be really really sweet and really attractive people, and like that's as far as I know. And I love the fact that you know here this is really why I think that Christopher Plummer was pegged for a Star Trek role, is because Robert Wise went on to make Star Trek the Motion Picture then,
Mm.
and he was quite an amazing movie maker, and he was able to make these things really like shine and sing. But he was willing to dub people's voices and stuff and change things around like that and stuff. And the other thing that I just noticed when I was watching this again, having just watched another movie, is that they are sending him to the Third Reich is sending him to Bremer, like Bremerstag or Bremersoden, or like it's just like it means the naval base of Bremer, and that's where Nosferatu was sailing around all the way around to
Ah.
the German city of Bremer. So I was like, oh, that's so cool. But like fits, it totally fits, man. Only the darkest people go to Bremer, and here he is like, oh, fuck it, I'll walk to Switzerland. Fuck you, we'll walk to Switzerland. And so, that's the other thing, is that at the end, they don't have a car. And they're like, we don't care. We'll just walk over that mountain. We can do it. And
Yeah,
I'm just like, that's amazing.
it is amazing shot, but the thing what spoiled it for me was you could see that the helicopter was nearly blowing them off the mountain because all the grass was like that. You knew that there was a helicopter in the sky filming them.
Oh,
But it was
yeah,
a great shot.
yeah, yeah. That's true.
But I suppose
But
it could have been.
everybody's always aiming for the Swiss border. I mean, that is the other reason for the Great Escape, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is that so? You know, I think later tonight I'm going to have some Swiss Miss cocoa and think of Switzerland. And I just think that it's uh I mean, you know, maybe all good things end up in Switzerland. Um I thought that was beautiful. And then the other thing was the great juxtaposition of the Austrian flag. And now, you know, the Austrian flag is red and white, and like the country that we're having so much trouble with right now because of our president is Canada. They're red and white too. So I'm like, that's a juxtaposition of flag warfare right now in our world, right? Because um it's so interesting. Like the kids went up to bed and they went up on either side. So they were like, you know, our family will go all over, and some of us will return to Austria and some of us will be everywhere else. And so that actually is what happened. Some of them ended up in the UK, some of them ended up in the US, some of them ended up going back to their home in Austria and taking that back, either buying it back or I don't know how, but somehow it all fit together. and
Mm-hmm.
and then the other thing is those the way that the 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 saying goodbye to the party was sort of sweet and tinged with a little bit of innocence, and then saying goodbye to the country in the
Mm-hmm.
song at the end was so um it was so heartbreaking. You just and so of course then as they were, as the winners were coming forward, they had to do that little bit of comic relief with the opera singer bowing and bowing and bowing and bowing, and then all the other singers shaking hands and shaking hands and shaking hands, shaking hands. I just thought that those two little bits of
Buying them time. They were buying them time.
buying time, but also like uh you're crying because they just said goodbye to their country and everything, and
Mm-hmm.
they're running from the Nazis, and that's a big thing, and you're just like full of emotion. And then of course, you need a little comic relief, and that's what those guys were doing, was the comic relief. It's so well timed. It, it's the heavy stuff could kill you emotionally, but the emotional stuff could be is always rescued. The script always rescues them. I don't know. It's such a beautiful script too. So I mean, okay, so the cinematography, direction, script, singing, people, the cast was gorgeous. I don't know, like everything about this movie was gorgeous.
It was good to know as well because I've just seen down here that Maria von Trapp and two of the von Trapp kids, I think it is, made a cameo in the movie. In the "I Have Confidence" scene.
Oh yeah,
So
nice.
they were uncredited cameos as they were passerbys as she was singing.
I'll have to watch that one again. That's awesome.
I mean, I really did like. I mean, Julie Andrews. She can sing, she can dance, she can do serious. She can. I mean, this was serious, but also as well, she did she had comedic timing with her
Mm-hmm.
trip falls when she was running and all like that. Tripping over her own feet and uh, she great timing.
So
And yeah, I mean, it's a shame that she's only known for a handful of movies, but this handful of movies she's done, each one has been so successful.
so
Yeah, I know she's
and
sort
she
of
did that horror movie, that Torn Curtain, with the Alfred Hitchcock one.
yeah, we reviewed that one, didn't we? She did that one.
Yeah.
Of course, Mary Poppins, another musical. She's well loved for. Um, fully Modern Millie? Was it? Um,
Yeah.
yeah,
Thoroughly modern Millie.
yeah. I mean, she did. She was big in the '60s, and then the '70s came along, and she sort of took a step back.
Well, she married
Like
Blake
Edward, yeah.
Blake Edwards, and she became a mother, and then she also, not only that, she she started appearing in his movies.
Mm.
She was
Yes,
quite a few.
notoriously,
What's that?
notoriously she did. Yes.
Yes. Right.
How dare she? but
It's fun, I suppose.
but but in the past few years, the past I don't know 10, 20 years now, she has been lending a voice to animated movies
Uh-huh.
because a week or so ago we did Despicable Me. She was the
Yep.
voice of Gru's mother. You
Uh-huh.
know, so she has been sort of getting back into it, but she's been doing voice acting. I think it.
Yeah.
I think she just she's comfy in her life, and oh yeah, okay, I'll just do another
And
voice.
she was and recently she was on the she was sitting right next to Carol Burnett on the Carol Burnett um uh Lifetime Achievement Award, or Lifetime Achievement
Yeah,
thing. Yeah, that was amazing.
yeah. I think she becoming an American citizen now because
Don't
she lived there, doesn't
I
she?
mean, well, she would have when she married Blake
Mhm.
Edwards.
Well, I don't know. She might not have been then. She might have been.
She's she lived in Los Angeles in their gorgeous sort of hillside villa.
She now has got the American twang in her
A
voice.
little bit, yeah.
Yeah, she has got it. But yeah, yeah, it's a pity that I know she was bringing up a family. That's what she wanted to do, family life. But it's a shame that her career is only, as you say, it's like a handful of these great movies.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, just think if she could have carried on into the in the 1970s and whatever, what should it, what would she have achieved then?
Yeah.
She'd have been the world's biggest, actress.
Yeah.
But what we've got from her, you just can't fault any of the movies she's been in.
Yeah, she won an Oscar though. And I think that the
Which one was that for? Was that for? I think now. What did she win the Oscar for?
oh, she won for Mary Poppins.
Yeah, I thought it would have been Mary. Yeah,
An AFI Lifetime Achievement Award was 2022.
she's. What is it? Let's have a look. Uh, an Academy Award, a British Academy Award, 2 Emmy Awards, 3 Grammy Awards, 6 Golden Globe Awards, and nominations for 3 Tony Awards.
So good.
So she's done quite well.
Yeah.
She became a dame in 2000.
Oh, cool.
She's Dame Julie Andrews. and she doesn't do too bad. I mean, she's what is she now? She's 89.
Yep. And she won the Kennedy Center Awards. And anymore, we have basically relinquished all the Kennedy things to the president. That's going to go horrible from now on. But it was good while it lasted. That's for dang sure.
So
That's the one in Washington D.C. I was like, why isn't New York all up in arms? And it's because that's the Lincoln Center. Lincoln Center's in Washington. It is in New York, and Kennedy Center's in D.C. It's kind of the same thing, though.
yeah.
Yeah.
Also, as well, you've got to give appreciate the children in this.
Yeah.
I mean, most of these 7 young actors are only known for this movie, really.
Yep.
But they did a damn good job. Singing and dancing, and
Yeah.
they just looked like they was having a fantastic
Yeah.
time.
Like Charmian Carr and what is it? Angela Cartwright. Those two actresses only did this one and one other thing between the two of them.
Mm-hmm.
And then, but Nicholas Hammond, he has done so many things. I mean, he was in he's still got some things that are coming out this next year, 2025.
See,
He
Nicholas Hammond to me will always be the 1970s Spider-Man.
Spider-Man, that's what Alex was saying. He played Peter Parker Spider-Man in the live action.
Mm.
And isn't that the first live action?
The very first live action Spider-Man, yeah.
There we go. And he's in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I mean, he's done so many things. I mean, that guy really did thrive. And then Kim Kara, she has done a lot. And then I guess she's out of Hollywood or out of the acting gig now because her last thing was in 81. But she did like 19 things before she retired or before she quit acting.
But most of the 7 kids are just known for this.
Yeah, and the Brady Bunch, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, there's not, they haven't had another big success like this.
Right.
That's the charm of the movie, I think.
Yeah. And it's funny that the guy who plays Kurt is the same age as the guy who played Friedrich. They're born in the same age, and like one is super tall and one is just normal. Like, anyway, that's pretty funny.
So, anything else you want to say about the music?
Sound of Music, like it really is breathtaking, and and you just will oh man, you'll just swoon every time you see it, I guess. And
you will find as well humming or singing along to the songs as you're watching the movie, tapping your foot.
yeah, and the I mean the kind of gorgeousness that you feel when you're watching it. It's kind of why they put it on British telly around Christmas and Easter, because it honestly makes you feel so good. And I mean, if you're looking for a romantic movie for a date night, there's nothing better than somewhere in my youth or childhood, I must have done something good. I mean that is that's the stuff. When you're looking at somebody and you're like, I must have done some good, even though I lived like a rascal. You know, that's kind of the stuff. So sweetness and delight and oh, also, um, you know, being willing to do a little bit of blushing if you're embarrassed. Like that's another thing that this movie reminds you that it's just okay to do that, If you've got a lot of emotions going on, it's okay to blush. Oh my god. Don't hide that. It's funny. So good.
So, what would your final say and score be then for The Sound of Music?
Final say, um, I'm just looking at these party guests, and these party guests are look like some of the most amazing actors. Like, I just, oh wow. Anyway, um, yeah, I was this one and Victor Victoria and Mary Poppins and SOB and stuff. They all made me really love Julie Andrews. And, as a young woman, I fancied her so hard. And as a middle-aged woman, I just think she is the bomb diggity. And I would give this 10 church bells ringing with a little guy in lederhosen hanging out of it. I'm gone. Especially for a wedding. Beautiful fucking wedding.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, that wedding was gorgeous.
Yeah, it was really well shot. Me, yeah, it's a nice family movie. There's no gratuitous sex, there's no swearing, there's no violence or anything like that. It's just a story of life, family, and romance
Mm-hmm.
and surviving.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, it's 10. Do re. What is it? Do re mi fa sol la ti do. Out of 10.
Oh, fa sol la ti do re.
Do a dear. That's one of the songs, folks.
Yep. There you go.
This will be the sing along Geeks Assemble cast.
Yep.
But yeah, so that's our review of the multi award winning Sound of Music.
Mm.
If you haven't seen this, where have you been?
I know. Well, please come out from under your rock watching YouTube videos and watch a movie.
This is one of the movies mostly that everybody has seen. Even if you don't like it, it's been on the TV when you've been in the room.
Yeah.
So let us know what you thought of the movie. Leave a message below on this video. We'll try and read all the messages and try and reply to them all. Also, if you'd like to join us, leave the message on this video, and we'll try and get back to you. You have to be 18 plus, of course, because some things are 18 rated. And if you want to be on the cast, you've got to have a working camera and microphone, so we can see each other when we talk. And also our YouTube channel. If you're following that, please press the bell notification button, and you'll get notified. every time we put up a video, Susan's trying to put me off.
Mm, mm.
I think that's it, isn't it, Susan?
Yeah, it's definitely good.
Yeah, so I am now going out there, putting my lederhosen on, and I'm going to climb every mountain. I don't
Nice.
know what Susan's going to do because I know she's got a bad habit.
Yes, I do. That's right. And it's none of your business.
No, so keep that out of it. Okay, bye for now.